Hey, what is up, mortals? It is Rosalio Turribiartes here. And before we get into the video, there's a few things I'd like to say. Firstly, I'd like to let you all know that we have a merch store. Some of the items in it are only available for a limited amount of time. So if you're interested, go to the description and check it out. Each purchase helps us make more content. This will be the last video, bearing any updates based on the new information or based on the end of the series of the deep dive on Haki series. Today, we'll be covering Conquerors Haki. Before we get into what Haki is, we'll once again cover the story of One Piece. One Piece, created by Eiichiro Oda, is one of the most popular and famous manga and anime in the world. It tells the story of a young man, Monkey D. Luffy, who dreams of one day becoming the king of the pirates. To earn the title, he must seek out a treasure known as the One Piece, hidden on the island of Laugh-Tale, left there by the previous pirate king, Goldie Roger. Standing in Luffy's way are the various pirates both after the One Piece, the oppressive and sometimes cruel world government and their marines, and various wacky and dangerous environments of their planet, full of dangerous sea and land monsters, islands with dangerous and variable weather, and people just as dangerous as the pirates and the world government. However, Luffy won't be facing the challenges of the world alone. Other than his trusty crew, Luffy has the mysterious powers of his devil fruit and his Haki. Haki is a spiritual power within all living beings. With it, the user is capable of great feats of strength, allowing them to even compete with devil fruit users who would otherwise be invulnerable. Today, we will be covering Conquerors Haki, also known as Conquerors Haki, or Haki of the Supreme Rulers. Conquerors Haki is a rarish form of Haki, and keeping with its theme of rarity. It cannot be trained. Only 1 in several million people are born with the disposition of Conquerors Haki. Due to its rarity and power, those with the disposition are valued highly by the Marines and 4 emperors, such as people who are designated as priority targets on the battlefield. The first time we see Conquerors Haki in action was ironically also in the first time we see Haki in the series. In the very first chapter, Luffy is drowning after being captured by a bandit. His hero and pirate inspiration, Shanks, swims out to rescue Luffy. By the time the young man reaches our young main character, a sea monster known as the Lord of the Coast attacks them, biting off Shanks' arm. Shanks stares at the monster, which flinches and runs away at his gaze. This phenomenon isn't explained or revealed, and before the fans were introduced to the name and concept of Haki, the event was simply thought of as perhaps the visualization of killing intent. It becomes apparent that it's not merely some sort of intent when, later on, Shanks comes to meet a fellow powerful pirate, Whitebeard, and uses Conquerors Hakis to knock out the majority of the latter's crew. The first time Luffy displays this ability is when the group is attacked by a group of bandits, led by the man Duval and his massive bull, Motobaro. With a glare, Luffy causes the bull to flinch and turn to flee, much like the Lord of the Coast did against Shanks, only with the added effect of the beast fainting and foaming in the mouth. Conquerors Haki is named as such when Luffy fights against the twin Gorgon sisters, Sandersonia and Marigold. While they demonstrate their mastery of armament and observation Haki respectively, Luffy, after subduing them to a point, subconsciously activates the Conquerors Haki, knocking out the majority of the audience observing the battle. Luffy began to subconsciously activate the ability more frequently. When he rushed into the max security prison in Pell down to rescue his brother, he used Conquerors Haki on a group of wolves stalking him and his friend Bon Clay. During the Marineford War, Luffy utilized Conquerors Haki subconsciously several times, each time in a desperate bid to prevent his brother Ace from being executed. His demonstration of Haki was enough to get the powerful Marine Admirals to become wary of Luffy, despite them seeing him as a simple nuisance before. After the events of Marineford, Luffy is trained by Goldie Roger's former first mate, Silver Rayleigh. Luffy is taught to utilize and train his armament, observation, and Conquerors Haki. Luffy and Shanks are not the only characters in the series with Conquerors Haki. Whitebeard, like Shanks, is a user of Haki of the Supreme King. Other characters like Charlotte Kataguri, Yamato, and Luffy's adopted brother Ace have Haki of the Supreme King and are stated to have their ability due to their lineage, being the children of a former pirate king and two of the Yonko respectively. However, just because a parent has Conquerors Haki doesn't mean that all their descendants will. As Don Quixote do Flamingo, Bo Hancock, and the aforementioned Kataguri are the only ones amongst their siblings who possess the Haki of the Supreme King. Conqueror's Haki is visualized in the manga and anime as a pressure or ripple effect, but its major signifier is effect on the surrounding. Other living beings with weak will find themselves knocked out around the Haki user, and when two users of this Haki clash, their resulting clash creates a rippling or shockwave effect, cracking the air, not unlike the visual cues of the Gura Gura no Mi. This phenomenon is referred to as the Haushoku Clash, and its Japanese name translates as Supreme Ruler Color Clash. The shockwave caused by the clash has the capability of blasting people out the area around them. When Luffy and Don Jinjiao, a retired but powerful pirate, clashed, their Haushoku Clash was strong enough to blast out the people of the Coliseum arena they fought in. One of the most impressive Haushoku clashes was between Goldie Roger and Edward Newgate, aka Whitebeard. The powerful of their clash created a shockwave nearly powerful enough to capsize Whitebeard's ship, the Moby Dick, which had the length of 160 meters, or about 2 football fields of a length. This is in comparison to the largest cruise ship in the world, the Symphony of Seas, which is 361 meters long and 228,081 tons. Conquerors Haki, as its name amplifies, grants the user the ability to dominate the will of others. At first, through great emotional stress, the user releases radiating energy that knocks away and knocks out living beings with weaker levels of Haki. Unlike the two other types of Haki, Haushoku Haki increases in strength when the user becomes physically and mentally stronger. It has the basic techniques of domination, incapacitation, and pressure, as well as the advanced technique of infusion. This video is sponsored by Adobe. Adobe is redefining the digital experience through the game-changing innovations that shape the next generation of storytelling. Adobe makes it easy to create, edit, and share digital documents securely, allowing you to collaborate and communicate across devices. Adobe Photoshop is your to-go application for faster graphics editing and digital art as a whole. At We the Celestials, all our thumbnails across every channel are created by Adobe Photoshop. Adobe Premiere Pro is a timeline-based and non-linear video editing software application that is versatile and easy for beginning and master editors. Finally, Adobe After Effects is an industry-standard tool for digital visual effects, motion graphics, and compositing applications used in post-production. Many of our voice actors, audio editors, and video editors use Premiere Pro and After Effects to produce these high-quality videos. Click the link in the description to start creating now, and thank you for Adobe for sponsoring this video. Domination, the most basic use of Hakusho Haki, can be used to dominate the psyche of others and imitate them. This is easiest to use against animals, who are very in touch with their instincts. Those affected by Conqueror's domination become either fearful and flee, or become docile for a short period. Luffy, before his training, was able to knock out a massive bull with a glare. But after his training, he was capable of exerting his will over a massive kraken, Surum, during their adventures in Fishman Island. Against humans, the effect of domination is much more ambiguous. It is possible that those with Conquerors Haki subconsciously attract subordinates and allies. But it is possible that the same qualities that grant them Haushoku Haki grant them their allies without any supernatural element. Luffy uses Haushoku Haki while facing Boa Marigold and Boa Sandersonia, shouting at them to stop attacking two countrywomen or Amazon Lily who had been turned into stone by Boa Hancock. Luffy demonstrated Conqueror's Haki at that moment, and the two stopped. But it is unknown if they stopped because they had been dominated, or merely out of surprise while facing a Haushoku Haki user. Conqueror's Incapacitation is the most visually recognizable trait of Conqueror's Haki. As its name implies, it allows the user to overpower the enemy's will to such degree that they will knock them unconscious. This technique is most effective on animals, normal people, common soldiers, and common pirates. the stronger someone's will is. However, the more difficult it proves to knock them out. Outside of the manga, the author has alluded to the fact that anyone knocked out by Conquerors Haki was essentially not worth fighting. In the 65th SBS, a column in each official Tankobon volume of One Piece designated for questions and answers. Oda describes that while Luffy was capable of affecting 50,000 people during the Battle of Marineford, people stronger than him, like Shanks or Whitebeard, could knock out 100,000 or even more people. He explains in the same answer that Conquerors Haki does not care about the range or population size of its targets, and rather cares about the individual strength of each person within the user's influence. Some cautious or experienced, Hashiki users will often manifest this ability throughout a shout. This version of the technique will eradicate out indiscriminately. With training, however, an opponent can be knocked out with simply an intense glare or even by walking by them. Some users of Conquerors Haki have proven capable of incapacitating others while they are unconscious, as a testament to their powerful spirit and will. Conquerors Pressure is what happens when someone is capable of applying even greater levels of Conquerors Haki. With a significant degree of power, the user proves capable of damaging inanimate objects and structures around them. When Shanks used this Haki to knock out some of the Whitebeard's crew, his Conquerors Haki is carried enough energy to slightly crack some of the wood composing of the ship, which had been active for more than 20 years without suffering nearly as much damage from all of the weather it had experienced over that time. When two Conquerors Haki users clash, they will generate black lightning. The force from the Conquerors clash will create shockwaves capable of shaking surrounding areas and blow away objects and people. Kaido and Big Mom, two of the most powerful pirates in the world, had a clash and lasted half a day, and the force of their strikes and clash of Conquerors Haki was enough to cause their crew to fear the fortress they lived in, and even the entire island of Onigashima would be destroyed throughout the battle. When two Conquerors users of significant levels of strength clash, it is sometimes possible to generate massive rifts in the sky known as splitting the heavens. The most advanced form of Conquerors Haki is known as Infusion. Similar to the Armament Haki, Infusion allows the user to infuse their body and weapons with Conquerors Haki, increasing their attack potency, weapons, and body parts that the Haki is focused on will release an aura of black lightning. The potency of Infusion is so great that it allowed Luffy to both compete with Kaido and strike him without physically touching him, deflecting powerful attacks from Kaido Kanabo when before, with only Armament Haki, he could only block a strike with both arms, which were left nearly broken from a single attack. The technique of Infusion requires a mastery of Busoshoku Haki, however, as only those capable of both Armament and Conquerors Haki demonstrated infusion techniques. So far, only Roger, Whitebeard, Kaido, and Luffy, Big Mom, Yamato, and Zoro have demonstrated infusion as per the end of the Wano arc. The technique cannot be trained in the same way as either two forms of Haki. Silver's Rayleigh stated that Conquerors Haki grows stronger when the user grows stronger. So the best way to train the technique is through proficiency, then physical and mental training. As the rarest form of Haki, Conquerors Haki is seen as the most powerful type of Haki. But as demonstrated by the numerous battles in One Piece, no one power is everything. The training, experience, and willpower of the individual are more important than any one individual power. Thank you all for watching the video to the end. Now there are a few things I'd like to go over before this video ends. On behalf of We the Celestials, I'd like to thank the writer for this video, as well as the editor for this video. Their details will be in the description. If you're a voice actor, editor, or writer, or you're interested in becoming one of those, go to the Discord that is in the description of this video and hit up the head of one of those areas. We're always looking forward for new members to join us. Well, that's it for us from today's video. So thank you for watching, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you're interested. And hit that like button if you like this video. Until next time, peace out mortals, have an amazing day.